When you watch great speakers dominate a room, showing confidence and charisma, so natural, so smooth, have you ever asked yourself, are they born that way? Well, I sure did, and this video is all about techniques to be more confident, more magnetic, and command the room. I've studied and interviewed many captivating speakers, and I was so relieved to learn that they too had to grow their confidence and learn to overcome insecurities and uncertainties. And so I thought, if they can learn that, so can I, and so can you. And I ended up doing 2 TEDx talks and more international speaking events, and I applied these techniques that I'm about to share with you, and not just in standing on a stage, but also in online meetings or other meetings and one-on-one conversations. And so the first one I gather in 3 P's: pace, pause, and pitch. The first one is something that my first TEDx talk, my coach told me. He goes, Rachel, in your first sentence, you already have 5 uhs. I was and those filler words. And I was not aware of that at all. And then he taught me that pausing is power, and having a silence to think about what you're going to say, or to think about, wait, what's my next line? Because I was always afraid to go blank and forget my lines. And then I and I filled up that silence. And I made a video actually about filler words and how to go into more detail in that. And I'll link to that below. But I've learned that having a pause is actually appearing more confident. And I thought, well, I have to fill up all these gaps and all these silences, and then I'll appear more smart. But the contrary is true. And when I'm watching other speakers, they do that. If you pay attention to that, you'll see like how often they'll pause, and it just shows more confidence. Then there's the pacing. Are you talking too fast, or are you talking too slow? Or so fast that you're rambling and that it's hard to really understand what you're saying? Are you articulating well enough? And the way to really learn this is to record yourself and then listen to yourself again. And I made a video about how to do that specifically, but I admit that I didn't like to watch myself back or listen to myself. But that's only when I learned to oh wow, I was really going too fast, or I was going too slow, or I was not articulating. And then there is the pitch. Speak too loud or speak too soft, and avoiding that monotone voice. We all have a melody in our voice. We all remember songs and lyrics of songs because there's a melody in there. And usually what happens is that we have this monotone voice, or we only use 1 or 2 notes instead of all the notes that we have in our voice. And playing a little bit with your voice, just like an instrument. I made a video about avoiding that monotone voice and playing with your voice just like an instrument. And then just like a song or an instrument or a music and a melody, they have pauses in between, they rest in between. And that's exactly how when we speak, we pause, silence, we continue, we play with our voice, and it's much more pleasant to listen to. Next, there is the posture, the body language, the facial expressions, the movements that you make. When you're standing on a stage, are you moving all the time, or are you standing in the same spot all the time? I learned from a coach, and he said this. He said, imagine skiing, and I'm not a skier at all, but imagine just clicking your ski boots in those skis. You click them and you stand still. And then, you go and you move to one direction, and again, you click, and you stand still again. So yes, you move while you're sharing a story, and then you stand still again. And then you move a little bit again, and then you stand still. But not too much, and not a standstill all the time. Same with your hands. I was, first of all, stuck, and I always had my elbows stuck in my sides, and it just wasn't showing any confidence. But when you do a movement and you show yourself, you can literally move your arms and hands, not too much, not distracting, but just a little bit, just a good balance of it. Your eye contact is super important. I made a video about that as well. How to get the right eye contact, not too much, not so it's becoming annoying or scary for somebody that you're constantly watching, and also not gazing across, but just the right balance. And a smile. A smile does so much. There's been so much research done when you smile, and even over the phone, people hear that. It's a different energy that comes across. And by the way, if you like this video, can you please hit that like button? Thank you so much. The next thing is this. Right now, close your eyes. Just do this exercise with me, okay? Just a few seconds. Close your eyes right now while I'm talking. Just listen to my voice and imagine yourself standing on a stage. Visualize yourself standing there with confidence, charisma, commanding the room, speaking and enjoying your speech. Have the audience watch you and then see the audience applauding. Feel this energy, feel it. See yourself smiling. Imagine yourself and visualize yourself as an amazing speaker and breathe. Breathe deeply into that energy. And now open your eyes. Open your eyes and just feel that energy within yourself. This is exactly what I do, and not just me, but performers, great athletes, actors, great performance. They do this every time before a performance, before a race. Why? Because this mini movie scene, this visualization of you performing exactly how you want and feeling the calm or the strength or the confidence that you really want. If you feel that in advance and you play that little movie in advance, it just works. It's like magic. And it's so simple and so easy to do. The other day I had a client, she's like, oh, I was so nervous for my speech. And I said, well, what's the difference with last time? Because last time we practiced this visualization and this time she completely forgot. And she's like, yeah, I didn't do it. And I was so nervous. I'm really curious to know which one of these techniques that you would like to improve on or that you will practice more of next time. Can you please write it in the comments? I'm really curious. When you are applying these techniques and speaking with more confidence and ease, it's also good to make sure there is a two-way communication, because that is what engages the audience. Are you getting a nod, on their face or a smile back from the audience? How you really captivate them and keep them engaged the entire speech? That's exactly what I talk about in this next video. I'll see you there.